Welcome to episode 3 of the series Even Smaller OW, just ask me what I felt about Ted Kennedy. My response: I'm going to miss him. Who else can get away with not only drunk driving but having an underage prostitute in the car? Driving off the Chappaquiddick Bridge, and letting the car, and the prostitute, sink to the bottom while he swims to safety. Even Ludacris couldn't get away with that. Alaska? Alaska? He couldn't find Alaska on a map.
He'd probably say, who says Alaska has to be on the outside of the map? Have you ever heard of a rap artist without a criminal record? I can't remember what the judge's ruling was.
The judge's ruling was he was too drunk to know what he was doing. But Joe Schmo from Idaho would be in prison for the rest of his life if he was lucky for those crimes. Isn't it funny how people frown on drunk driving, unless you are a Kennedy? But we must remember he was a Kennedy. They are royalty. Rap artists are the exception to being a criminal. If they don't have a criminal record, they don't get as much money. And they say slavery is dead. Every criminal needs to get a chance to become a rap artist. That way they can do what they feel like doing and get paid for it.
Reminds me of Clinton's Vince Foster debacle. That was a joke of justice also.
I must try that sometime. I'll have to find the medical examiner and put him on the payroll too. Vince Foster was found with his head nearby. The medical examiners claim of the cause of death, natural causes. Maybe Muslims don't really cut people's heads off. Maybe people's heads fall off on their own. Is my head on?
Well, if your ears are any indication, it is.
Remember, children, drunk driving is a crime unless you are a Kennedy. Killing someone you know, that knows where your victims are buried, is a crime, unless you are a Clinton and purchase a medical examiner.
That ought to be a public service announcement.
My personal favorite hypocritical joke of justice is when Michael Jackson got accused by Macaulay Culkin and possibly other children of inappropriately touching them. I think his sales doubled during the whole fiasco. Every child predator should get record deals, and when they die, they should all be treated like royalty.
Whatever happened to the seriousness of the charge? Joe Schmo would be the highest level of offender on the list. I guess if they are not caught on tape, or on that Predator show, they are not guilty. Unless they are nobodies.
That ought to be another public service announcement too. Remember, children, good touch bad touch does not apply to liberal rock stars, rap artists, Democratic senators, or anyone with powerful enough lawyers. You can get in real trouble if you turn them in. Even if they did it, they didn't do it. I feel like breaking out in song here. I can't stop this feeling deep inside of me. You've been hit by, you've been struck by a smooth criminal. Those two songs out to be a child predator show theme.
Michael Moore, eat your heart out.
He will if you tell him it's made of chocolate.
I hear you are mad about the Musket Ground Zero.
4. Look out for my golf ball. I'm sorry, what was the question?
Go back and read the script, you twit.
Oh yes, hole in one. Oh, whoops, teleprompter difficulty. I am furious about the Musket Ground Zero.
Really?
Yes. The nerve of the Muslims wanting only one at Ground Zero. There should be one on every corner at Ground Zero, in honor of the real heroes of 9/11. Can you believe someone wants to burn Korans over it? The nerve of that guy. Why can't he be happy with burning Bibles and shredding Christianity as it is supposed to be, like the rest of us? If someone needs to learn how, we could always federally fund to teach them how to do it in our public schools and have it sanctioned by the ACLU. I hear you can get a degree for it at Berkeley.
You are an idiot, you know.
Don't blame me. I didn't get to be president by breaking into the White House, you know. Talk to those wonderful but kisser voters who elected me, who are all whiny now.
That is the smartest thing you said, since you got Memorial Day and Veterans Day confused.
That was not me, that was a teleprompter mistake.
What about the coming economic crash?
That was not me, that was a teleprompter mistake.
What about when you break out of the White House and slip into fast food restaurants, while mocking and pointing at people who can't because of your tax increases?
That was not me, that was a teleprompter mistake. Could someone hit the teleprompter, please?
Sure.
Cow. That hurt.
Cow, that was a weird thing to say.
If I take away the C, it sounds like O, so we all must improvise, or make things up as we go along. That word did not come out right.
At least I never needed a teleprompter.
Seriously, do you think the author will get in trouble?
I don't know. Remember those Muslim cartoons?
See you in episode 4.